The political class in Washington, D.C. is paralyzed with fear. They're scared to death of the public's wrath if they dare make the deep cuts, the necessary cuts to the federal budget in order to save this country. Trillions of dollars need to be cut, not billions. Trillions need to be slashed from the budget. And there's no sugarcoating it. People will lose their jobs. When these cuts come in, jobs will be lost, programs will be eliminated, and lives will be affected. They'll be disrupted. It's a bitter pill, but the alternative, which is a national collapse under the weight of unsustainable debt, is just simply not an option. Take the story of a friend of my wife's. This woman that my wife knows is a very sweet lady. She is a kind soul, a decent human being. And she poured her life into her work for a nonprofit that was funded by the federal government. Well, her program got axed recently. Funding is gone, and she's jobless. And she's devastated. She's heartbroken. And it's sad. But look, it's the brutal reality when you trim the fat from those programs that we can't afford. I've been there myself. I can't tell you off the top of my head, I'll say 14, 15 times that I've been fired over my career as a radio broadcaster, disc jockey, talk show host. At least 14, 15 times, at least. And every single time it hurt. It stung. It stung. And with the exception of one boss that I can think of off the top of my head, not one of them that I can recall really gave a damn about how it affected me. They didn't care about what was next for me. The one exception that I can think of, this guy had no choice. His company was going bankrupt and was going to be sold literally for scrap. And he had no choice. He had to fire me. I was the highest paid I was the highest paid staff member, but he had to let go people that made even less than I did. In order to save what was left to be able to put it up for sale, he had to trim the fat, and we lost. Now, here's the kicker. I was devastated. I really was. I went home absolutely just what am I going to do next? What am I going to do next? I got off my ass after getting drunk that night. I got off my ass the next day and started looking for another job. And guess what? Within a month, I was back on the air at another radio station, moving forward, moving on with my life. That's the private sector. The private sector is ruthless. Businesses fold, jobs disappear, and guess what? Life goes on. I mean, think about it. During the Biden administration, during the 4 years of the Biden administration, countless companies shuttered. Countless thousands of people lost work, and it barely made a ripple. Why then are government jobs treated as if they're sacred? I mean, seriously, when taxpayer-funded programs face the chopping block, suddenly it becomes a crisis. But the truth is, those jobs, just because they're government jobs, are not untouchable. They're a part of the same hard facts that everyone else has to face and deal with on a regular basis. The debt crisis that we face right now demands serious cuts. Now, not to Social Security, Medicaid, Medicare, and all that. Don't be fooled by the garbage you're hearing from the Democrat Party, okay? In order to protect those programs, we have to make cuts. We have to weed out the fraud, the waste, and the abuse from within those agencies and within those programs, but we have to cut other programs, bloated programs that we can't sustain in order to funnel the money into Social Security for the people that deserve it, into Medicare and into Medicaid for those people who truly need it and deserve it and who have paid taxes to sustain it. The path forward is clear. Even a blind man could see it. Slash government spending, bring back manufacturing, and foster a small business environment where the economy of this nation can thrive. And then those people who are displaced as a result of these cuts can find their footing in the private sector, where reliance and opportunity still exist. It's not heartless. It's not cruel. It's survival. And the nation's future depends on it.